What's going on, Thunder fans? Welcome back to the Bring the Thunder podcast. A couple days ago, we dropped on our Instagram stories for you guys to drop your hottest NBA takes for the upcoming season, Thunder-related, non-Thunder-related NBA players, all that, and you guys responded. And we are here to answer some of those responses and give our takes on your hot takes. So we're going to get straight into it here, starting with Coop Brink. Coop Brink says J-Dub is going to be first team All NBA in this upcoming NBA season. What do you guys think?
I'll go first. I think J-Dub probably maxing out this year alongside Shea is probably like a second team All NBA type of guy. Because even third team, he was kind of on the brink. But I think this year, like, overall, his play is going to be a lot more noticeable. There's going to be more eyes on the Thunder. So I think second team is a little bit more fair. That is a hot take. If it does happen, dude, I wouldn't even know what to say, to be honest.
I think the Thunder are too good. I don't think it's possible for him on this current Thunder team as a second option. I do think he can make All NBA second team, but I think first team is a hot take, and I think it's a little bit of a stretch.
Listen, I could see this. I could see this. I think it's a hot take. We asked for hot takes, but I could see Shea and J-Dub starting in the All-Star game together. And I could see J-Dub having a really strong season. I know in our video a couple weeks ago I predicted, over 25 points, and we know he's a playmaker, a great defender. I could definitely see it happening. I agree with both of you guys. I think second team seems more likely, but I could definitely see it happen. The next one is from our guy ZaneBrain105. He said Topic is going to end up being a great player, not a good player, not a decent player, a great player. Sapphire, your takes?
Great player
for this season.
For this season, oh, okay. Wow. I think he's going to be I would use the word more solid player. Like, we know what we're going to get from him from an assisting standpoint. We know where his defensive level is. We kind of know where he's going to be at if he turns into being a great player. Once again, this is another one, as it is a hot take. Like, I would be pretty shocked if he was a great player immediately. I think like 10, 15 minutes a game. And I think solid is a little bit better, like 10 points per game with a couple assists. I'd take that from him this year.
This year, I don't think he'll be great just yet. I think he has potential to be great. He's projected to be a top 5 pick before his ACL tear. I think he'll just be decent this season. I think he'll do what he needs to do. I think he knows his role as a playmaker. That's what Sam Presti brought him here to do, is initiate offense. So I don't think great just yet, but I think he'll be decent this season.
Yeah, I love the aspirations. This is definitely a diehard Thunder fan who put this one in, but I'm hoping for solid. Just this year coming up, if he can give us solid minutes off the bench, that's all we need. Like Landon said, the potential's there, but first season coming into a stacked team, I think it'll be pretty hard for him to be, great. Our next one, this is a tougher one on IG, so I'm just going to spell it out. MTFPRRWLLMS. That is from this account. He said, OKC, 70 wins this season coming up.
It's got to at least be 70. I feel like 70 is a little low. I'm shooting 75. 75 wins with a healthy roster. As long as Chet's healthy, I think the win total or the win column increases even more. Shea's always going to be pretty consistent. But those are the two guys that I'm looking at. Like, if they're healthy, Shea is like an offensive engine. So the expectation should be the expectation is 70 wins.
I don't think we reached the 70 win mark, and I think that's because everyone plays us a little more motivated since we were NBA champions. I don't think that will be a worse team. I think we'll be a better team this season with Sorber, Topic, and a full season to AJ. But I just think it's because everyone will play us a little more motivated.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Landon here. 60 to 68 wins. I would say teams are going to play their asses off against us, especially the teams we beat in the playoffs this past year. I think OKC's win total regresses a bit, but they are a better team during the season. They become a much better team in next year's playoffs. So I don't believe we hit 70, but I know we're going to be a damn good team for sure. Same account also put his top 5 MVP voting for this upcoming season. Luka Doncic coming in at 1, Jokic at 2, SGA at 3, Jaylen Brown at 4, and Wemby at 5. So we got Luka winning, Jokic runner-up, SGA in 3rd. And then he put Jaylen Brown and Wemby. I'll let Sapir go ahead.
Man, that's a crazy hot take. I mean, motivated Luka makes sense. Jokic and Shea are kind of interchangeable. I don't believe in Jaylen Brown being in MVP conversations, and same thing for Wemby. Neither of those players scream MVPs anytime soon to me, not from what I've seen so far.
So who do we have at 4? Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown at 4.
Oh, without Tatum, I don't think the Celtics will be good enough, even in the East. I don't like it, and I think it's still going to be a 2-man race between Jokic and Shea. I think Luka will be good this season. He looks more fit, but I just don't think he's winning MVP. I still think it's between Shea and Jokic, personally.
Yeah, for me,
it's hot though.
Yeah, definitely a flaming hot take. For me, I personally don't think you could win an MVP alongside LeBron James. When you're trying to be the star player on the team, unless LeBron takes a huge step back this year. I just don't see it happening. And I don't care that he dropped 15 pounds. It doesn't change much for me. Obviously, yeah, Joker, SGA, they should be in the conversation, withholding any injuries and, stuff like that. Jaylen Brown, I completely disagree. It is a hot take for a reason. I could see where he's coming from with, Jaylen Brown's now the guy in Boston. Tatum's out. Does he have a great season? Maybe a playoff push? I don't see it happening, but that's why it's a hot take. And Wemby, I don't even want to talk about Wemby because he scares me a bit. Moving on to the next one. This is from Vlad.idk on Instagram. Chet wins Defensive Player of the Year. Kaysen makes an all-defensive team. Safir's going to like this one.
Yeah, I'm a Chet Holmgren believer, especially defensively. I think he's just super underrated. I mean, for me, it's not really a hot take because I'm high on his defense. So he's definitely a DPOI level player as long as he's healthy. And then Kaysen all defense, possibly all defense 3rd team. He's kind of just so bundled up between Dort, Caruso, J-Dub even. So it's hard to get that recognition. He possibly could do it. So it's, not out of the realm of possibility, but it is a hot take. So this is another one where it's like, if this is happening and amongst all the other things that Thunder fans are thinking, like, we'll all be very happy. And I wanted to, go back to that one take about the 70 wins. I think teams are going to play us harder, but I saw most of the teams play us pretty hard, and we had a lot of rest for a lot of our players. And so that's where I think 70 wins is so achievable, because if we actually give each team our best punch, I still think they're not good enough to beat us.
Thanks. I don't hate it, but as far as this goes, Chet Defensive Player of the Year, I definitely think he'll be in the top 3, top 5. I'd give Wemby the slight edge. I just feel like even if Wemby has a mid-defensive season for Wemby, the media just focuses so much on his blocks and all that and his highlight plays that he's still going to be up there no matter what. And as far as the Kaysen take goes, I think they will give Caruso and Dort the edge before they give it to Kaysen. So I don't know. We'll see. I think Kaysen's capable, but I feel like Dort and Caruso have the popularity edge over him.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. For me, I think Chet could definitely be top two. Wemby's going to be tough to beat, especially him. He was on his way to be becoming DPOY last season before the blood clot, and then obviously didn't get it, didn't reach the criteria for the games part. But I think Chet could easily be in the conversation for sure. Hoping that he wins it. Probably going to put him at 2. And then with Kaysen, I think Kaysen's going to be all defense. I really do. I think Kaysen Wallace is going to start for this team next season, coming in, healthy.
I failed to mention Chet. If Chet has a fully healthy season, he's a defensive team lock, in my opinion.
That's true. But with Kaysen, I think he makes it. I think he makes a great push for all defensive team this year. I can see him easily making the all defensive team as a full-time starter on a great team. People got to learn his name a lot more during the playoffs and the finals last year and saw his defense, and I think that's going to be more recognized throughout this upcoming season. So I love this take for sure. Next, this is from Andres.d.m21 on Instagram. He said, wait for it, Cooper Flag is overrated and is going to be an absolute bust. Sapir, take it away.
That's a crazy hot take, man. I'm a Duke fan, so I've got to vehemently disagree with that. There's just no way I see that happening. Like, his floor is just a little too high. He's surrounded with a lot of talented individuals to help, get him up to speed a lot quicker. So don't see that happening.
It depends on what you define a bust. I don't think he'll ever be an MVP, but I do think he'll be a multiple-time All-Star, and I think he'll have a couple or a few finals under his belt. So I think he'll be a very good player, but I don't think he'll ever be that MVP level player that some people think he'll be.
Yeah, this definitely came from an OKC fan for sure. Probably hating on Dallas a little bit, probably pissed off that they got him in the first place. I know it's a hot take, but I got to disagree with it. I think this kid's going to be fantastic. Another player that scares the shit out of me as an OKC fan. Yeah, I don't think he'll be a bust, but who knows? Could be wrong. Appreciate that take. On to the next from OKC Dubs on Instagram.
That's the guy.
Aaron Wiggins, 6th man of the year.
Ooh, wish Jack was here to react to this one. Yeah, I think this is not much of a hot take. I think this is possible. I think it's between him and Kaysen. I just think the amount of different guys we'll have stepping up, it's hard for anyone on the Thunder team to actually win it, but he'll definitely probably be in the top 5 conversation.
I think it's completely possible for Wiggins if he gets consistent minutes. I think it would be tough for a Thunder player to win it just because our bench is so deep and we have bench players that can pop off randomly and go nuts. And so it's just game to game for us on which bench player goes crazy. But I don't know. I can't really think of 6 men at the moment that could win it. It seems like every year there's someone new. So I don't think it's a super odd take, though. I think it's possible.
Yeah. You just mentioned, like every other game, there's a different bench player that, steps up for OKC. I think this year is the year that Aaron Wiggins solidifies himself. I have him being the 6th man of the year. I think we had that in a video a couple weeks back as well. I think this is the year he becomes super consistent. A real factor on the offensive side of the ball, and hopefully Mark is consistent with him as well, minutes-wise. And I think he should win 6th man. I think the 6th man on the best team in the league, if he puts up the numbers, I think there's a solid case for it. Okay, this is from Naeem Mustafa on Instagram. We're going to have to talk about this one, man. OKC second round exits. Sapphire.
I mean, it's not that much of a hot take because, I mean, yeah, there'll be a lot of pressure on us. I don't know. I don't think I'll be that disappointed in a second round exit, considering we've already won the one championship. I think from the amount of pressure on the regular season on these guys, them being young, a lot of things can happen where, a second round exit happens. Being unlucky, being injured, fully healthy, I do expect us at least to do Western Conference Finals. So it's a possibility. Maybe you guys think differently though.
No, I think this is at least a Western Conference Finals team unless Shea or J-Dub goes down with an injury. That's why I don't see it as much of a hot take because injuries happen. It's the NBA. It's an 82-game season plus playoff games. But no, if we're fully healthy, we're at least making the conference finals, I'd hope. This team's just too talented and too deep.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think there's only one team that we could meet in the second round that could potentially kick us out, and that's Denver at the moment. I think we're better than Dallas. I think we're better than Houston, and then the rest at the moment. So, yeah, unless we match up with Denver again in the second round, this team should easily be at least going to the conference finals. Next, we have from AJ HMOKC on Instagram. Shea won't repeat as MVP.
I don't think that's much of a hot take. Like he's primed to win it with kind of the storyline from this previous season. He had one of the greatest guard seasons I've ever seen, next to that Curry season that he had with the unanimous MVP. So I feel like storyline wise, like winning it all the way he did and the amount of accolades he racked up, it only helps his case. It kind of adds to his aura farming, clip farming, whatever you want to, say about him. Also, his hatred has gotten so much that I think it's going to get really hard for him to win MVPs. Opposite of kind of the love that LeBron has, and he still didn't win them. I think when you have this much hate on a player, it's really hard to win any more of them. You can look at a guy like Embiid. He's not very liked by most fans, and so I just doubt that he even wins another one as well.
I don't even really see this as a hot take. I just see it as a take. Shea's not even the current favorite to win. It's Jokic, so I don't really think this is much of a hot take. It's hard to repeat. I think there's a decent chance that Shea does repeat, but I don't see this as a hot take. I think Jokic could easily win it. And if the Lakers manage to put together a good year, Luka's capable. If the Bucks manage to put together a good year, Giannis is capable. So I don't think this is insane to say.
Not insane to say, but I do think he'll be top 2, top 3 again, but we'll see how it pans out. Thank you for that one. Next one. Here's a really spicy take. Rooter22 on Instagram. Thunder will have 4 All-Stars this season. That list includes Shea, J-Dub, Chet, and Alex Caruso. Sapphire.
Alex Caruso as an all-star is like, it's literally an impossibility. So this is probably the hottest take we'll see throughout the video if I had to make a guess. At least up until this point, like Alex Caruso as an all-star, like I honestly, I don't even know. Like I've been saying I'd be shocked. I don't even know. It'd be even crazier than that. Like there's just no way the bald eagle returns to the All-Star game.
I would be jumping with joy if that happened. I love Caruso. If he puts up a really good season coming into the All-Star game, he'll get a lot of votes just because a lot of NBA fans like him as a player. But I don't see this happening. I like 3 All-Stars for the Thunder this year. I think if Chet's healthy, they give him an All-Star, or I do think he makes the All-Star game. But Caruso, no, this is spicy.
super hot take. I'd love to entertain it a little bit more. The best I could give as a response is I could see this being possible if we were an Eastern Conference team. But in the West, I don't think it's possible. I think it's too loaded at this moment in time. Okay. We got another one coming up. This one is from... All right, this is from Hayden P. _ Linville on Instagram. He said, quote unquote, Chet will win DPOY, but the real take is he is better than Wemby and always has been and always will be.
I've been saying this since day one. Since Chet's been in the, I think, U18 team, he won that over Wemby, and then he won a title before Wemby. I think it's an underrated take. It's definitely a hot take because probably me and this guy are always going to get crucified for this. Every time I say it on Twitter, like I usually get destroyed in the comments. But even on TikTok, I made some edits about it, and it's one of those where, you know, it's definitely a small majority, but I think as we keep winning, Chet will continue to, you know, get past that gap that he has with Wemby. I think Wemby has a little bit more hype around him being a generational, you know, talent. And when you have like analysts and stuff around you, it's really hard to get past that media machine. But when you really look at their careers, I think Chet's going to end up being better.
I disagree. I do think Wemby's the better player, but I think Chet's actually kind of at a disadvantage because he's the third option and he has Shea and J-Dub ahead of him as the first and second option. If you swapped Wemby and Chet, I would be interested to see how a Chet on the Spurs experiment goes. But from what I've seen from Wemby, I think he's the better player. I think his potential's through the roof. 7'4", can do almost everything on the basketball court. So I would go Wemby on this.
Joe, he doesn't win games, man.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to say right now is Chet's the more accomplished player. So that's my take on that. Next, this is from Devin _ Curry 1. He's got the Thunder breaking the all-time win record this upcoming season. I'm just going to leave this one to Sapir because Landon and I already gave our takes on the win total already. So Sapir, take it away, man.
Still not a hot take. I got him at 75 wins. 70 plus is expectation for me. So even with teams pushing us to the brink of every game, dude, we barely lost. Like when we started this podcast, we barely lost games. And after every game, we're like, dang, we just won again. Like, what are we going to talk about? And so I just don't see that changing. Like I can just see our team step up more levels than everyone else around us. I feel like there's so many more levels to this. I think the losses can come from like us experimenting and stuff, but even then, the amount of experimenting we did last season, we had a lot of wins. So yeah, I agree with this person.
Yeah, Landon, I don't know if you want to touch up on that one again, but we already gave
I'll just keep it at disagree.
All right, yeah. We got two more. I'm going to say sorry if I butchered this name, but I think I got it right here. Drake.Vorderstrass on IG. It says the Indiana Pacers are still a playoff team coming into this season.
Playoff team?
Playoff team.
I don't know. They have way too many incentives to lose on purpose. They got rid of their center. Their star guard is hurt. I don't see enough talent for them to be in the playoffs. Like, I think that's a hot take. Yeah, I don't see them being a 1 through 8 seed at all. So I don't think it's happening.
I actually am still on the Pacers making on the side of the Pacers making the playoffs. I think with the absence of Halliburton, that we see Nembhard take it up another level. I think Siakam can be a first option. I think Carlisle is a great coach. They're going to win games because of his coaching. I still think they get in as a 7 or 8 seed. And if they make the play-in, I think they get out of I think they win in the play-in tournament just because of their playoff experience from this season.
Yeah, I am going to stay firm on my position here. I agree with it. I think they're a solid team. They took us to 7. I know they're missing their center. I didn't love Miles Turner that much anyway. Obviously, they're missing Hallie, but
one more thing. I could see them going. I could see them moving some of their crappier players and trying to look to get a legit starting center at the trade deadline.
It's also a good point. Yeah, I was actually, fully all in on the Pacers still making the playoffs, but Satvier actually kind of tweaked my mind a bit. I'm gonna stay on the playoff train, but he said they have too many incentives to lose this season, which is actually a very interesting point. But as of now, I still like their roster. I think they're high octane offense, even without Halliburton. And we'll see. But I actually like this take here. And then last one, going back to the Western Conference. This one is from Zach Richardson. And also, there was one more person Zach Richardson. That's the only one, I believe. I thought there was 2. Oh, and Devin Curry as well. Lakers missed the playoffs. Oh, and Horns fan also. There was 3 people with this one. I had and Horns fan on IG. Sorry.
Okay, wow. We got 3 people having the same hot take. Is that even a hot take then?
That's a good point.
I would say it is a hot take though. Lakers missing the playoffs doesn't really make sense. When you have a Luka-led team, I just don't think, similar to like a Dame-led team or back when Russ was in his prime, like you just don't miss the playoffs with those types of players. So I don't think this is possible. Even like a hurt LeBron, I think Luka can still carry that roster himself. I think the only person that could dim their chances is like Luka being hurt, because I don't think LeBron could lead the roster. But that's my take.
I think first round exits would be the better take. I don't know. I don't think adding Ayton and going from a 3 seed this season to missing the playoffs makes much sense. I think they're about level. I don't think they got worse, but I don't really think they got much better. So I don't think missing the playoff. I don't think they'll be the 3 seed again. I think some other teams in the West got better, but I think they get in around that 5 to 8 range. I think they slip in. I don't think the NBA will let a team with LeBron miss the playoffs in its entirety, to be honest.
No.
The refs are going to be on their side the whole regular season. We've seen it before.
On that team as well. I definitely agree. 4 to 8, 5 to 8 range, maybe even 5 to 7, 5 to 6 range. I don't believe they'll be. West is stacked. I still don't believe there'll be a play-in team. 4 to 6 range for me. I think they make the playoffs. But I could see, no, I don't see it actually. That's why it's a hot take. But anyway, we appreciate all of you guys hitting us back on story replies on Instagram. I'm sure we'll do this again sometime down the line in this off season. This slow, boring NBA death of an off season. But appreciate everybody watching. If you're enjoying the content, obviously hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, maybe ideas you want to see in the future. And we will see you guys next time.